I guess there's the equivalent of us guys wanting like a big tittied anime girlfriend, you know?
Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and the Giants. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host Jum. Today we talk about Twilight. It's time to break out that Paramore vinyl and go back to 2008. I forgot Linkin Park was also in the soundtrack.
Yes, I did, dude. I was like, wait a minute. I thought that song was in like, I forgot what is it called? Like Sunshine? The one with Cillian Murphy?
Never heard of that.
No, it's like they like go to the sun and they try to revive it because it's gonna blow up.
Huh, I need to find that movie then. When did you eventually see Twilight? Because I know you didn't see this in '08 because we went to school together in '08 and you never mentioned watching Twilight. I don't think you did.
I don't think we kind of knew we were movie buffs around that time. We kind of found out around like high school time.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, you watch Christopher Nolan. Oh, of course I've seen it. I have a sister. So of course I've seen it, you know? Like she had the book with the chess piece and the apple on it, and I was like, ooh. And I was wondering what was that about. Once it released, I was like, oh, that's what it's about. No lie. This movie, yes, did not age well, but in terms of like graphics, not in like what they've said or like anything like that. In like terms of like storytelling, acting, and like some visual effect. I don't know. I guess at the time when I first watched, I was like, oh, I'm kind of engaged. You know, New Moon comes out. I was like, oh, werewolf versus vampire. You know.
I also have a sister, and she did not watch Twilight or read Twilight. I remember this being like the most anticipated movie of '08, like right next to The Dark Knight, and like Iron Man. And like when it came out, it just came out with like a sizzle of just like it was alright, it was okay. So I was like, I guess I won't watch it then in theaters.
Twilight.
Yeah, the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it went out with a. It did not go out with a fizzle, bruh.
It didn't?
After the girls found out about Robert Pattinson, seeing him as full-on Edward, you wouldn't hear like nobody would shut up about like Twilight for a while. I remember in school people were like talking about it.
I wasn't in those social circles, so I don't know.
You gotta get around girls, bruh. Not kidding.
I mean, I have now, but back then I could have used that advice back then. So, whatever. But yeah, it's amazing to see who's in this movie. Like I forgot Anna Kendrick was in this. I forgot that Ashley Greene was Alice. I'm like, all right, I like you in Arkham Knight as Barbara Gordon.
Oh, okay. That's why she sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also that vampire who has like long hair, who's ends up being in X-Men First Class as the guy who can evolve. He's now in Superman as Mr. Terrific. And I'm like, I forgot you were in this movie. It's also interesting to see the careers about Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson just take off right after the Twilight movies. Like, Robert Pattinson's obviously in the new Bong Joon-ho movie, and of course it's the Batman. Kristen Stewart was Princess Diana at one point, I believe, in the movie.
Dude, I feel horrible.
Yeah.
Because we've all gone under the bandwagon of like, yeah, shit on Robert Pattinson, he's the guy from Twilight. Yeah, shit on Kristen Stewart because she can't act.
Yeah.
Can't act. Well, then you watch her in like the Princess Diana, like, was it like a TV show or was it a movie?
Movie.
It was a movie, and I've seen her other works as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's a good actress.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think it's just the director here we got a shit on.
Yeah, same with our past. For the longest time, people were like, he's a bad actor, and then The Lighthouse comes out, and they're like, oh. And then, of course, The Batman comes out, they're like, damn. The Batman along with Tenet, people are like, he can act, and you're like, unfortunately, he's just in one bad movie role. A franchise of bad movies. So it's not his fault.
Well, it paid the bill, and as you could see from his interviews, he did not enjoy a single moment in the making of Twilight. Anyway, let's get on to the movie.
Yeah, like I'm sure the audience knows the story of this lonely teenage girl who has this vampire stalker.
I had to watch this with my girl one time for this review, and I was just like, I don't remember it starting off in Arizona.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, wow, I didn't know Arizona looked so cold.
Right? I thought I hit the wrong movie. I was like, wait, I think I hit the wrong movie on Netflix. And I was like, oh wait, that's Kristen Stewart. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think I ever seen the start of this movie.
Same.
Until now. I was like, I don't remember this at all. I didn't know she was from Arizona and like, you know, she works her way towards Forks.
Yeah, it's either that or it's because of the spacing of this movie. It's wild. Like, sometimes I'm like, it's been an hour, right? And I'm like, wait, it's been 20 minutes. What? Takes a while.
And not a single vampire yet.
Yeah. I do like the pacing somewhat, like the slow burn, but like just the Kristen Stewart's line delivery. Like later on, like she notices policemen around the compound. She's like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
He died?
Where's the sense of urgency?
Yeah. Dude, not gonna lie, when I was that line here, I think I might have missed it.
No,
But it's Jacob going, "Hey Bella, how are you, Loca?"
Where the hell have you been, Loca?
I think that might be in the second one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's the second one. Well, isn't here that she's like, "Oh, you remember me, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I remember you."
Yeah, we used to make mud pies essentially like that. Alan's just like, dialogue is
Yeah.
top tier.
Yeah.
It's just fucking top tier.
And I know that Bella in the books is like how Kristen Stewart portrays her, but like in terms of line delivery, like in the book it's different because you can insert whatever voice you want. Here when an actor's just like, "Hi, you're a vampire? That's
Yeah.
cool." And you're like,
She's just like touchy and just like, I can't. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right. And I do remember a lot of like our classmates kind of just embodying that persona that I'm not like any other girl. I listen to Debussy or some shit like. I know what the square root of a pie is or some shit. It's
yeah.
like, okay.
Arpat's acting isn't better too. Like when he reveals that he's a vampire, he's like, "You don't get it. I'm a killer.
I'm
You're
a killer. I'm designed to kill."
This is what I am.
I'm like,
Okay.
sure, buddy.
Look
I
at
bet
me.
you are.
Look at me sparkle in the twilight of the sunlight."
This is kind of working very well now. It's like, oh, look at me. I was like, I'm looking at your abs, and it's like, I'm a monster. I'm like, you're shiny. That's
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah, I'm like, "I'm a killer. I thirst for blood. I'm a vampire." I'm like, sure. Like I'm sure for years this kind of damaged the look of vampires and werewolves because people are like, "I thought they were what Twilight said."
I thought they burn in the sun, but anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, she happens to catch the eye or the scent or the smell. I don't know. The nose. There we go.
The nose.
Of
this-
Edward.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, oh, and his special power is that he reads minds, which they never explore, except for like when they're in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes her special is that he can't stand her scent, kind of insulting. He can't read her mind either, so she's special.
I find it funny that he brings her to like his vampire family. I'm like, isn't that like a all-you-can eat buffet in their perspective?
You know, it's just like bringing home takeout, just like.
Her family is also pretty stilted. Like the sister that breaks the salad bowl, I'm like, well, your line delivery's off too.
Yeah, where she was like, oh, she just ate. How fucking dare you? Well, I mean, the entire concept of the Cullens is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be like, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Cullens are like the Brangelina of Forks. And they just
guess.
adopt like these kids, but they're not related, so they allow them to date. And I'm just like, ew, this entire house is just a porn setting now. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's like awesome. Like going back to the pacing, like by the time they get to the baseball game, I was like, I'm sure it's like 2 hours now, and then I look at the time, like I still have like 50 minutes left. Why?
I was like, what's gonna happen in 50 minutes? Edward starts to reveal like he's like trying to integrate her into the family now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they take her out into the baseball game, and well, let me try. Good music choice.
Yeah.
The directing's horrible, but like their music choice is just, Supermassive Black Hole by Muse is just
Yeah.
so good.
Also, the picture, like Ashley Green, her face, like when she's pitching, I'm like, I've never seen someone so disengaged in baseball in my entire life. Like she's like, I don't want to play the sport. I don't know what the script is making us do this, other than I guess it's a part of the book.
Yes.
Bella is found out by the other vampire, and then like that's when we get like the very incoherent last battle between Edward and that long-haired vampire. Like up to now, I'm
The
still like,
blondie guy.
yeah, like it's the most incoherent fight scene I've seen. Like, and it came out like the same year as The Dark Knight, which has some other incoherent fighting scenes where I'm like, can't tell what's happening. But like with
Yeah, I think there's a time where like the cutting fight scenes were just like a thing.
Yeah.
Like with the Jason Bourne thing.
yeah, like when he like pushes Bella towards the pillar, it's like cut to him pushing Bella, cut to her going to the floor, cut to her hitting the pillar. I'm like, why are there so many cuts in this thing?
Not gonna lie, I was kind of engaged when they're like, hey, Yeah, they meet up with like the three murderous vampires in the baseball game, and they're like, "Hey, we found out that you have a human within your family," and they're like, "All right, you gotta go because one of them, James, I think his name was, he likes to hunt, so he's gonna come after you." So like, she has to do this whole like, I don't know, like the fugitive style, like, "I hate you. I hear some hurtful things to say to you, so you let me go easily," you know, to her dad, who's already miserable enough.
Yeah, poor guy. And
and then they kind of go on the run from Washington all the way to Arizona, which is far, by the way.
Yeah, pretty far. Also, like, I finished Castlevania Nocturne before I watched this movie, so like when they're holding the vampire down and decapitating him, I was like, all right, let's see some. Oh wait, this is not Castlevania. It's not that gory. Never mind.
Yeah, you won't see. By the way, they like later on into the movies, you find out how they like censor it by like when they like you see them get decapitated, you just see crystals instead of like human meat.
Again, I think this theory damaged the image of classical monsters, unfortunately. Where you're like, I like traditional monsters, and you watch this, you're like, I don't like these kinds.
Okay, I'm gonna be very straight with you. Rewatching this movie, yes, throughout the years, I'm just like, my God, ha ha ha. Partly it's a joke. Rewatching it, yes, it is still a joke. But it's just fun to watch. Because, like, dude, the amount of memes and, like, TikTok videos of people, like, parodying, the Twilight series is just so fucking funny.
Remember they released a spoof movie about Twilight? But that was also god-awful. I'm like, like, you completely ruined your point, but sure, vampires suck. You can make your movie. I remember Twilight more than vampires suck, just because vampires sucks. It's just god-awful.
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't have a really good, like, soundtrack, so...
Yeah, and then, we end with prom where Edward's like, I can't turn you to a vampire, you're not ready for that. Well, they're being watched by, like, the hunter's girl.
The wolves.
Oh yeah, the wolves. You know, I don't know if you've seen, like, Lego released a Twilight set. Kind of like, maybe.
By the way, just kind of nitpicking at this movie. So we have a scene where we go to the Cullens' house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not made for vampires.
No.
On a summer's day, wouldn't you just been, like, annihilated if they stuck to, like, the original vampire lore where they burn in the sunlight? Here, it's just all windows. It's just like...
Yeah. I'm like, what is a vampire, according to Stephanie Meyer?
Shiny boyfriend.
Apparently.
Just wait for furry boyfriends,
Yeah, it's not like the vampire resurgence coming back now, where it's like Bill Skarsgård putting on like a very deep voice, and I will like your love. Here, just like, oh, they're not doing any like cool vampire voice or just a cool werewolf voice. It's just Arpats being Arpats and Taylor Lautner being Taylor Lautner. Oh yeah. But who knows? Maybe if this video does very well, we can do the others.
Dude, not gonna lie, I would love to. I would love to rewatch the whole like Twilight saga, just to just to have fun with it. Again, the memes kind of got me back into it.
Yeah, like I need to watch the others since I just started this one. I'm just like, oh, how did the others go then? Kind of like me with the Hunger Games, where I'm just like, how does this end? I never got to see the others in theaters, obviously, with Twilight and Hunger Games, so. Now it's the perfect time for me to finish them.
I don't think I watched the last Hunger Games.
Yeah, same here. I'm glad though that retroactively we've gone back and we're like, I'm so sorry to the actors and people who are not to blame for like stilted writing and bad direction. As you're just like,
agree.
It's not your fault, and they've all obviously gone beyond that. Like they have bigger careers now than they ever did with Twilight. So it's great, nice to see them, like do other stuff than just be the Twilight people.
And I think they earned it. Like almost everybody here kind of moved up.
Yeah.
In the world,
Yeah.
they're in better like acting jobs.
Yeah. All that being said, what would you rate Twilight 1?
I rate. Oh lordy. Yeah. Look, I get that like the whole teenage angst was like a thing back in the day, and like every girl dreamed of having an Edward, but I'm just like looking back at it, I was like, I guess there's the equivalent of us guys wanting like a big tittied anime girlfriend,
Sure.
like it's kind of like those parallels. So I'm like, yeah, they want really skinny, sexy vampire boyfriend while we wanted that when we were when we were teenagers. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? We'll let it slide. Dialogue's absolutely horrible from time to time.
Yeah.
I think like the only good dialogue that we get here is like from the dad of Bella and from the dad of Edward.
Yeah, yeah. They're obviously the more seasoned actors. You're like, ah, yeah, I remember that.
Other than that, fighting scene was kind of cool. Like them tearing apart one of like the vampires and burning him.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, when I can tell what's happening, I'm like, this looks cool.
Yeah, yeah. Again, other than that, I get where the hype is. I get where the like, ooh, what the audience is there for. It's not merely for the vampire stuff, for the fighting. It's for the romance between a girl and a vampire.
Yeah.
And how they could have that themselves. I'll give it like a 6.5. I'll give it that because it was fun to watch.
Yeah. Like, looking back at it now, you're like, oh, I feel bad for shitting on it so hard back in the day, during that bandwagon. But, like, honestly, aside from the memes and, like, some line delivery that's quite funny, it's also 6 in my mind. Like, the last fight scene is very incoherent. Like I really can't tell how Bella cut her leg, because she slides across the floor, and I'm like,
Same.
how did you do that?
Out of glass. I was like, you didn't go through glass. What happened?
Yeah, right? I'm like, did it go through your outside thigh into your inner thigh and cut your artery? Can someone explain this? How does that happen?
Yeah.
Can't really say the characters are compelling too, so I'm just like, they're fine.
I guess again the dad is pretty much the only one I'm like compelled with. I'm like kind of like have my attention too.
Yeah.
What if they just made like a lonely father's daughter comes to town and he has to fight off vampires?
Like, bring your father or daughter to vampire fight day week.
Yeah, kind of like that. You know, they had the setting right, and like the side character that, in my opinion, would have been a great main character.
Yeah. But we'll never know. But yeah, that's been our video for Twilight, the first one. To the audience watching, what's your favorite young adult movie franchise? Is it this? Is it Hunger Games? Is it Divergent? Is that still a thing?
Yes. I do recommend if you guys want to watch a pretty good vampire movie. Nosferatu's coming out soon, but Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that one a lot, with George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino and Salma Hayek. Like that, that's my first Salma Hayek movie, and I'm like, damn, you are talented.
What's the one with Sam Neill in it?
What Do We Do in the Shadows? I think that's the one.
No. That's Matt Berry.
Oh wait, never mind.
That's also a really good vampire movie.
Yeah.
Like show.
To our editor, can you help us? Like, if you find that movie.
I think I got it. Hold on.
Holding on.
Hold on. You cut this part. Hold on. What's this, like Daybreakers or something?
I don't remember any Sam Neill vampire movie.
Really? Where he was like the main bad guy.
Anyway. Aside from Jurassic.
Yeah, Daybreakers. There we go. Daybreakers. Pretty good.
Alright. If you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. And the VGM Zodas versus on TikTok and Wolf on Letterboxd. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at JohnJoM_ on Instagram. It is my article.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.